Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. And so some vocabulary is that parallel lines, what makes them parallel is that they have the same slope and never touch. So they look like this. I have two lines, same slope, they never touch each other. And so some examples of some parallel lines would be y equals 2x plus 4 and y equals 2x minus 3. It's okay that they have different y-intercepts, but I see they have the same slope of 2. Perpendicular lines, on the other hand, are a little bit special. So they have opposite reciprocal slopes and intersect at a 90-degree angle. Okay, let's unpack that definition. So first, intersect at a 90-degree angle, that means they intersect at a right angle. And so that would look like this. So like our grids where we graph, the x and y axis are perpendicular lines because they intersect at a 90-degree angle. But we can recognize that from the equation of the line because they have opposite reciprocal slopes. So opposite means they're opposite signs. So one is positive, the other is negative. And reciprocal means that's going to be flipped. So like for instance, 2/3 and 3/2. That's the reciprocal, so it's flipped. So let's see an example of that. And so let's say I had y equals 3/4 x plus 1. A perpendicular line would have the opposite reciprocal slope. And so first opposite, they're opposite signs. This one would be negative since this one's positive. And then the reciprocal, so it needs to be flipped. So instead of 3/4, it would be 4/3 x minus 2. And so I see they have opposite slopes. One's positive, the other's negative. Let's make that negative sign a little more clear. And I see that their slopes are flipped. One thing to be careful of with opposite reciprocal is when you have whole numbers. So let's say my slope of the first one was 3. To get the opposite reciprocal of that, it first needs to be negative, but then I need to flip 3. And remember, 3 is really the same thing as 3/1. So the opposite reciprocal of that would be negative 1/3. A couple other things to note of is that any two vertical lines are parallel. So if I have two vertical lines, they're always going to be parallel. Any two horizontal lines are also parallel. But then on the other hand, vertical and horizontal lines are always perpendicular.